Sure. Pour me a cup, Gracie.
You know, Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
And that drop's good, too.
Yes, it's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen.
Hi, boys and girls, it's me. And I'm home, and I'm in my lair right here in the wonderful Denell, New Jersey. And this is a little bit of an addendum, or in addition to the video that I had done last week about the Parsippany NJARC swap meet. Now, I'm going to comment on a couple of the comments that some people have put up there. But if you saw the video, we had a couple of prizes that were available for our raffle drawing. We're raffled off, and you see a picture of Rich here holding up this radio. This is a wonderful 28X4, I believe, is RCA radio from around 1940-ish. Two band radio. Just the wood cabinet has been. It's just really nice. And it was done by an NJARC member who actually lives in Canada. His name is Dan. And Dan did the restoration a few years back on this radio and very generously donated the radio to the club for raffle. And it's just a stunning radio. It's just really some of the nicest woodwork. I mean, I have some woodworking skills in cabinet, but it pales in comparison to what that Dan did on this. It's just absolutely beautiful. So we had that, and then we also had a $100 gift certificate raffled off from AARL, which was nice of them, and they're supporting our club as well. And there's a number of hams in our club. So anyway, so the radio got raffled off. If you watch the video, you see the one gentleman come up and he, Rich checks his ticket so it matches the number that was drawn, and he got the radio and walked off with it. Now, what? Yeah, Super had made this comment that he said he really looked enthusiastic or something. Here, I got it right here. Gee, the raffle radio winner really looked enthusiastic, and then not. And I didn't really notice that, but one of my favorite lines is that sometimes it's just better to be lucky than good. And the show had been basically over, so this was like about half an hour, 40 minutes after the show was over, and people were packing up, including myself. I was packing up my things and bringing them out to my car, and all of a sudden, as I'm walking by, I overheard him say to one of the people that were with him, he said, I really don't want that radio. I'd rather it had the cash. Now, one of my favorite lines is that sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So I just stopped dead in my tracks. I just put my stuff down, and I go over to him and I said, listen, I just overheard you say you really don't want the radio, and if you're not a collector, I get that. And he wasn't. He's actually more into ham radio and things like that, and he just kind of came out to help support a cause. One of the people that came out and ran a table to sell goods, and their goods were pretty much ham radio related anyway. So I asked him. I said, "Well, listen, what would you like to sell for?" And he gave me a number, and then I gave him a number back, and then we just kind of negotiated a number. And take a look at this picture. This is my collection room right over here, and now I can proudly say it belongs to me. And the radio works really nice, and I really feel fortunate to have it. It's one of the nicest radios in my collection. So thank you, Dan, and thank you, NJARC, and thanks to this gentleman. You know who you are. Proud to have this radio. It's just a kind of a nice thing. So also there were a couple more comments here which were kind of funny. One of them was, they were both mentioning my self-promotion of my Got Tubes venture, where I try to pass along vacuum tubes to people for a reasonable price so they can do their hobbies. It's not about making money. It's more, trying to keep the hobby alive for me. I just do it, just to make enough money to cover my costs and things like that. So if I did this for a living, I'd be homeless because I don't sell these things for very much money. And what happened was people were admiring my little piece of advertisement. So let me show that to you. Most of you already seen this. All right, boys and girls, here it is. My shameless self-promotion. This is you can see the sign is scrolling marquee that says "Got Tubes." The radio cabinet is actually a 1942 Philco 42-345. This is a broadcasted 2 shortwave band cabinet. And here's how this came to be. If you look here, you see this scrolling marquee. I had nothing to do with this. I did not make this. Let me turn this around so y'all can see what's inside. Okay. This is a 12-volt lead-acid battery that I've charged up, and I have it connected to this little kind of mini Arduino kind of thing, which connects to that display. And this is the inside of the radio. So I did not make this. This was actually given to me by Sal of Sal's capacitors. And he made this for me a few years ago. I had sitting around, but I also had this case here as well. And it was an extra case because I basically had 2 of these radios to make one good one because there was kind of parts mismatch and missing and whatever. And I was able to make one nice radio out of it. Well, what am I going to do with the cabinet? So I kind of cleaned up the cabinet and put this all together. So, and Sal was really nice. He made this for me about, I think, 2.5, 3 years ago. So, anyway, boys and girls, that's the story. And warm weather's coming. So get ready for more swap meets, ham fests, and the like. So take care. Bye.
And by the way, the midsummer is the period to buy electronic equipment. Believe me, hardly anybody buys hi-fi equipment at this time, and so hence you get a much better deal both as a trade and as a cash buy. You'll find this to be very true in all of the hi-fi places. Wait another month and a half or 2 months, and you're right in the middle of the big buying rush again. Hi-fi has become a secular thing. Are you aware of that?